So, Dan Frazier.
Yeah.
How's it been going today? You're at Eternal Weekend.
I think Nick Cross put on a great show.
He did.
And I met some good artists here today. And it was a good weekend for me.
Can you tell me about, so you obviously started with the game very early. What year did you get involved in the game, or how did you get involved in the game?
Okay. It started with Wizards of the Coast was like four guys at a garage kind of situation. Okay. And I was working with Wizards of the Coast before Magic.
Okay.
Okay. I did some work for them, and they didn't pay me. And so they kept calling me up, and Gary Atkinson kept calling me up and saying, hey, we owe you money. And then they did pay me.
Right.
But, I mean, they were telling me they owed me money. I mean, that was really cool. And so they came along with this other game that they want to do, and they asked me to do some cards. And I'm go, well, I'd like to help them out. So, what, $100 a card? Only 50 in cash and the other 50 in stock. Okay. And plus royalties on nothing. All right, got that. So $50 to do a card. Now, what's a card? You mean like a playing card? Oh, you mean I don't get to do the whole playing card? I only get the little picture window in the playing card? Okay, so I'm supposed to do full color artwork for something that's going to be the size of a postage stamp.
That's about right.
Okay.
Sounds like you got an idea.
So, okay, all right. And you want me to do how many of those? All right, okay. And so I did some for them. And you got to understand, there was no expectation of anything beyond this first little thing. It was just to do this, and who knows what's going to happen after that. And it was maybe get paid, maybe, okay?
Maybe get royalties. Maybe the stock will be worth at least
No.
$50.
There was not a maybe of royalties. That was not even. Royalties on nothing is nothing.
That's
okay?
true. Exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah, and
stock
stock in a country that goes bankrupt is
nothing. It's nice to use in the bathroom, but okay. So that's how I got started in it. Okay. And Magic's been very, very good to me.
I'm sure it has. Can you tell me about the process that you did to make your moxes? Did you use
all right,
existing jewels or
a mox? Okay, you want me to do this card? Here's the names of the cards we're going to do. Okay, animate dead. Okay, what are these? The Mox Ruby, the Mox Sapphire, the Mox Jet, the Mox Pearl. Okay, I got the Ruby's Mox. What's the Mox? They said, we don't know. Okay, so there was no guideline as to what to do, except the proportions on the size of the painting.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I did. So I took a piece of marbled paper and glued it to an illustration board with Liquitex, a matte medium. And then I took the okayed drawing of the Mox, a Xerox of it, and cut it out and glued that down with polymer medium onto the board.
Uh-huh.
And
those are all.
then I do an oil glaze on top of that.
That Volkenbaga did.
And
no
so
cards
that was the Mox.
We did them
So
on.
we're trying to do it quick, fast,
So we have the Mox
and
proxy set. But Vulcan's repping
how many
United
hours do you
States
get for
all
$50?
that.
So we're doing quick and fast, and that includes the times at the store and fax. Yeah, we fax stuff.
So some we put on the
Okay,
same proof,
and
some
FedEx the picture.
Buy different.
None of this digital stuff. It was just
should be priced.
old and slow.
150. A little
What would you
bit.
say is your your favorite piece? What do you
If you
are
want the
most
most-
proud of for all your?
The one I
Those-
like the
those are
best is the
drawn
swamp
by,
from
Randy
Onslaught.
Okay.
It's because it's an
Yeah, we do a
old
lot of- we
Hudson
do a
River
lot of
School
work.
kind
My
of
stores
painting
are
of a
all about
landscape.
New York, and we do a lot of work, obviously.
Nothing in it, just a nice landscape.
Right.
And doing old school stuff I like to do.
175.
So can you tell me anything about the early days of Magic? Like, do you have any stories about the events that you went to?
Well, one of the first events I went to was the Gen Con after the release.
So that was in '93.
Probably.
Okay.
And my wife gives me a phone call. I get a phone call from her in the room, and she calls me and says there's an envelope, a letter from Wizards of the Coast. Shall I open it? And I said, yeah, go open it. What is it? And she opens it, and it's a royalty check for $4,000. And I get, oh my God, $4,000. I mean, this is what the heck? You know, for something, what? Okay, all right.
$50.
And so I call up the art director, Jesper Meifers. And I said, Jesper, I got a royalty check for $4,000. And he goes, yeah. Well, somebody's going to get, another artist, no, he said, somebody's going to get this year $90,000.
One artist.
Yeah, and he said, I asked him, well, who? and he said, you fool.
Well, that's nice.
Well, it only reached 60 that year, but
Oh, well.
curses.
Darn it.
But it got better.
Yeah. Oh, they printed your...
It got a lot better.
So what are you doing now? I know right now you're here for lunch money, but what do you do now that you're a successful artist?
Do you have it with you?
Well, for one thing, I learned how to paint afterwards. Okay, and so now I'm doing some very nice artwork, like still lifes that are just really kind of gorgeous. But
It's not as big as US, but
that doesn't sell.
for us.
So doing dragons and monsters, okay? So doing that kind of thing, you know, or dragon, well,
Like your Jester's Cap,
yeah,
box,
things like that. That's
And he won one of the boxes for both.
lucrative, okay? To say the
So are you tired of drawing Moxon yet?
well, of course.
That's all we have left.
If someone came up to you and said, draw me whatever you want to
The
draw,
angel we saw.
what would you draw for them?
I just had that assignment.
Okay.
It's an American, you know?
Yeah,
4
not yours.
foot wide,
Our
6
one.
foot tall.
Our one.
It's a
Oh, is it?
Our one.
It's a. I don't want to do it that big,
Oh, with
but he
a
said
line,
it
yeah.
has, that's the thing.
Okay.
It has to be that big. It has to
Yeah,
be fantasy.
I was like-
I'm doing this thing. It's 4 foot wide, 6 foot tall, and the middle of the picture is a grandfather sitting in an overstuffed chair, and he's reading a book called Dragon Tales to the grandchildren sitting around the table. And the grandchildren are listening to the story, and so are their pets,
I think we should figure out which
but
set
they're
it was.
pet dragons.
Which set was it?
Okay, and behind them is a library of books and of all like the Jules Verne and the Odyssey, the Hobbit, Treasure Island. You know, all the great fiction that comes across. And
Right.
so it's a fiction piece. You know, it's
And it's just a private commission?
yeah. But do what I want. So that was it.
I mean, that's a freedom that I'm sure a lot of artists...
So you're still in it.
But that's what I always have. The freedom to say no. I don't want to do that,
Right.
and I exercise that. No, I don't think I want to do that. This looks interesting. I'll do it. Okay.
Are there any projects
It
that
won't-
you
it's
are looking at
it's so
to do
stupid.
for
It's one
yourself? Like,
piece.
I know like
So it
Larry
doesn't
Elmore just did
separate.
a
Yeah.
Kickstarter where he put out a whole new book. Are we ever going to see a Dan Frazier?
No, I don't want. I have a book, but I'm not trying to work hard.
Because these came out years ago.
Sometimes I get myself stuck and I have to work both hours a day. Okay, but like this is the kind of work that I'm doing.
Okay. So is that photography?
No, that's a painting.
Those we
That
have,
is
the ones that were
extremely
300
detailed.
No, it isn't.
or
What?
not.
Is it very just large scale, or
No, it's actually it's almost Trump to oil, but it's almost fully eye.
Oh yeah.
And it's not what I put into it. It's not the detail I put in. It's the detail I left out.
I have the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a simple painting, but it's.
I had the two prelims.
But when you look at the real painting, not just the card,
Yeah.
it'll make you salivate.
That's awesome.
So I get satisfaction from doing that, but I get paid doing this.
Obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like everything.
So, do you do mainly food items or?
Still life, yeah. So I like doing warm still lifes like donuts and French fries and Hershey Kisses and.
But maybe he says
That is really like I was just in London and I got to see the
Does he have?
British Museum, not British Museum, the National Gallery with all the Impressionists and all the. You can track it from Renaissance up to. I even went to the Tate Modern, where you get to the really weird stuff. But obviously, there are a lot of still lifes there, and it's really.
Now, that's what you brought up something about museums.
Yeah.
That's one of the great perks that has happened with this. Being a magic artist, I've been invited to go many places around the world
Yeah.
and see many museums. And so I've been able to take my wife
Right.
to Madrid and Italy and Yokohama and Mexico and Brazil, Rio and
Just
Copenhagen and just all over the world, Paris, and it's cost me parking fare at the airport.
Right.
Or you come back with the pocket full of euros. Okay?
Right, yeah.
Okay. And so that has been one of the major perks of being in my situation is being able to go around the world and see real Rembrandts.
Yeah.
Okay? And
So
collect art.
what you're currently doing, who has inspired you? Who do you I don't say liken yourself to, but who do you draw your inspiration from?
Right.
For your style, or who has impacted your style?
Yeah,
Well, I took some classes, workshops from a guy named Frank Cavino,
Right.
and he taught me how to paint
So it's harder.
in the manner of the old
You can't even find a favorite card
masters.
that you like more.
And how to do things such as underpaintings and grises and verdaccios and the tricks the old masters used to make something look three-dimensional. And so now that I know that, I incorporate that into the works that I do nowadays, which are not photographic. They're a realism, but a sort of a super realism that makes you go, wow. Okay. Instead of where a photograph would go, oh, that's nice. But this is a painting that somehow has more of a luminescence to it than a normal, like a photograph.
Yeah. I mean, when I see something like that, and I'm sure the other ones are, obviously of the same quality, but you see it.
DanFrazier.com.
More
There's a huge variety of my artwork. People will go to my house, or especially in open studios, where I have the public come in to see my work, and they can't believe that I'm the same artist that's doing all these different kinds of things, whether it's fantasy or fossils or portrait work that looks like Rembrandt's,
Right.
or this kind of stuff, or whatever. It's just
So do you
a
just
great variety of work.
try it out and learn.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Are you playing in the
but I have the freedom to do that.
Is it because thanks to magic?
Thanks to magic, yes, magic. I am now free, and I live in the house that magic built.
Quite literally.
Quite literally.